Welcome you all back to our social class. As I told you in the previous class, we are going to get into a new chapter from economics, that is fourth chapter, globalization and Indian economy. So you might have heard this word globalization, right? So when you come across this word, what comes to your mind, my dear students? The first, so you might have even heard even news and other things. People say the world has become globalized. So what is this globalization? So this globalization means where it is able to connect them through all means, by transport, by communication, where the globe has become a small aspect to us. So that is what they say, it has come into our hands. The globe is in our hands. So why and they describe this as a global aspect is that it has connection. If you see India has connection with the other countries. If you take Europe has connection with the other countries, right? So yes. So if you see, definitely all the nations have connection with one another, and you can see that easily an information can be sent, communication can be connected, transport can be done, trade can happen between the nations in a very easier manner. That is called globalization. Globalizing, nation becoming globalizing, where all the thing goes on in a very faster manner. Okay, so from here you can talk to a person who is there in USA without any disruption or without any interruptions, right? So here in olden days, if you imagine, the communication was not that much good. You have to make a call, they may ask you to wait in another call. Once they comes in line, you will get the persons connected. But now it is not like that. We have all the devices which will connect us even through the video, right? Directly you can have a live chat also. So that is how the advancement has gone. And if you see, this globalization has not happened in India or happened in any of the nation would have not known this much of development that is existing. So once we go back to our decades, before 2 decades, can find that there was very few amount of televisions which were being available. Very few houses they had the televisions. Very few places only they had the telephone connections. Particularly in the postal department, they started having the telecommunications. TV and other aspect. Radios were being for the sophisticated families. Only those people they had the televisions and radios which have been available. It is not common for all, and the design of even your television, you see, it will be very big in size. Now compare that with the latest form of 34 inches or 32 inches television. So it is very small, slim, and it is very fitting to our walls, right? So these and all have happened because of the globalization. So initially they say no, in India it was only the ambassador cars and Fiat were being the only car which you can see on the road which has been going. Okay, so but now you can find that now what is happening, you have ample number of choices in car. We have different cars like Nissan has brought Datsun Go Plus. We have Honda Cities, all these things, Santro. We have different types of cars that has been reaching our own roads. It is all because of the globalization. So even now, I'm not saying about very particular things, only about cars and other aspects. Even from the t-shirts, which you wear, from t-shirts to all even food items we get, even that has been processed through the aspect of globalization. Because of globalization only, we can find we have got these many choices in our nation. So without this globalization, it cannot be. And you can find in a matter of a year, our market has been transformed. So initially, if you go, you will find very older products like khadi shirts, khadi. only khadis will be available for us, but now you can find that different products are available, different brands are available. From the cloth to the food products, we have different products which are available. It is all because of the globalization that had happened in our nation. So if you look into these things detailedly, we'll see how this globalization has come into existence and how this globalization has changed the nation across. So the production across the country. So this topic we are going to see now. So if you see production across the countries, now until 20th century you can find that the production was not available in India, which was available in India was not available in any of the countries. So it was being restricted to their own areas alone. Later, when the people started having the colonization, no? See, 20th century production was largely organized within the countries. So whatever crossed the boundaries of this countries were only they were able to have food products, cloth or the raw materials or the finished products. Only this were being exported to the other countries. So after colonization means Britain came and captured us as a colony and they were being administrating us. So when they were been doing this kind of thing, you can find that there was an change which has come into existence. They started laying different railway lines in order to improve the transportation faster. We saw they brought so much of airways, air mode of transport was being brought by them. So these things even enriched, still more got into an advanced aspect of development of the goods to export to the other areas. So that is another thing which you can find. So this is how the main channel which connected the country was through the finished products only, and even you can find that they were having even longer distance connections also. So that became possible. So when this was before large companies has come into existence. So the basic thing was only the exportation of food products, raw material and finished products. But when the large companies has get into different nations, as we saw previously, MNC companies, like in the previous globalization chapter or previous classes, you might have heard about this MNC companies. So these MNC companies means multinational companies. So these multinational companies will try to produce their own productions at a cheaper rate. Okay, so if they are coming to India and launching their own factory over here, it will be in such a way that they will be having cheap labors from here and cheap resources from here. That is why they will come. So I am not saying about only India. MNC companies are the companies which will have their factories in an area where they will get cheap labors and cheap resources. And these MNC companies will be having companies not only in one nation, they will have more than one nation, they will have their own companies. And that will be functioning. So if you see MNC companies or the companies that are owned and control their productions in more than one nation. So they are going to have their companies more than one nation. So MNCs set up offices and factories. So they will set up their offices and factories production in a region where they can get cheap labors. So cheap labors and other resources which are available. So there only they will start doing their own business. So this is done so that the cost of the production is low and they earn a lot. Their profit has been lot. Similarly, we have an example here which you can see. The spreading of production by an MNC. So what happens is that a large MNC which is being producing, so they will have an industrial equipment and it will be designed its products, and in research they will go on with the research centers, whether it has been accepted by the people or something like that. It will be done in USA, and then the company they manufacture in China, and then it is being brought to Mexico and Eastern Europe where it is assembled. Assembled means brought together. For fan means fan will be like leaves of the fan, feathers will be done in a different place, the wing will be done in a different place, the stand will be done in a different place, nuts and bolt will be done in a different place. So when this brought together, it has to be assembled, right? So similarly, whatever product you do, even a car is a thing which engine will be separate, doors will be separate, wheels will be separate, it has to be assembled. So similar to that, they bring and design which will be assembled in Mexico and Eastern Europe and sold in the common places. And along with that, they will have, meanwhile, they will also have a connection with the customers, consumers, in the form of a consumer call centers, where they will get the grievances, where they will get the feedbacks, so that their improvement can be done on a particular thing. So it is a picture which is given in your book, where you can see it is an Bangalore MNC company which has been located, and these companies been provided with the facility of telecommunication, it has been provided with the facility of internet, which provides the information and the support to the consumers. So consumer abroad, whomever is there in the other countries like USA or even in Africa, they will be providing information, they'll collect the feedback. So that is how the MNCs are been functioning. I hope you would have understood this production across the country. So please go through it and write about the MNC company 5 point. Okay, my dear students, that is today's homework. Thank you.